My parents died unexpectedly, and in the midst of our grief, we found a will. But this wasn't just any will. It was a Pandora's box that ripped open the fabric of our family, revealing secrets I never knew existed. Everything I thought I knew about my childhood, my parents, and even myself completely shattered. It was a Tuesday morning when I got the call. I was at work, sitting at my desk staring at spreadsheets. My phone rang. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. "This is Officer Martinez with the Highway Patrol. Am I speaking with Rachel Thompson?" "Yes, that's me." "Ma'am, I'm sorry to inform you that your parents, David and Susan Thompson, were involved in a serious accident this morning on Highway 101. My stomach dropped. The room started spinning. "Are they okay? Are they at the hospital?" "Ma'am, I'm very sorry. They didn't survive the impact. A drunk driver ran a red light. It happened very quickly. They didn't suffer." I don't remember much after that. I remember dropping my phone. I remember my coworker Sarah running over. I remember crying so hard I couldn't breathe. My parents were dead, just like that. One phone call, and they were gone. My brother James lived 2 hours away. I called him from Sarah's phone because I couldn't find mine. Couldn't think straight, could barely form words. "James. It's Rachel. Mom and Dad. There was an accident. They're gone." He was quiet for a long time. Then I heard him break down. My big brother, the one who was always strong, always together, crying like a child. We met at the hospital, had to identify the bodies, had to sign papers, had to make decisions about funerals and cremation, and things no one should have to decide about their parents. The funeral was 3 days later. Our childhood home was filled with people, neighbors, friends from church, my mom's teacher friends, my dad's coworkers. Everyone crying. Everyone saying they were sorry. Everyone asking if we needed anything. But what we needed was our parents back, and no one could give us that. After the funeral, after everyone left, James and I sat in the living room, our parents' living room. The same room where we had opened Christmas presents as kids, where we had watched TV as a family, where everything was exactly as they had left it. "We need to go through their things," James said. "Figure out what to keep, what to donate, what to do with the house." "I know, but not today. I can't do it today." "Okay, soon though. We can't put it off forever." He was right. We couldn't. But the thought of boxing up our parents' entire lives felt impossible. James left around 8. He had to get back to his wife and kids, had to get back to his life. I told him I would stay at the house for a few days, start the process of sorting through things. So I stayed. Slept in my childhood bedroom, in the same bed I had slept in as a teenager, surrounded by posters and books and memories. The next morning, I started in the kitchen. It seemed like the easiest place. Dishes and pots and pans, things that didn't have emotional attachment, things I could just donate without breaking down. I was emptying the cabinets when I found it. The china cabinet, my mother's pride and joy, an antique piece her grandmother had given her. Dark wood with glass doors. Inside were the good dishes, the crystal glasses, the silverware we only used on holidays. I opened the bottom drawer, the one with the silverware. Started pulling out the velvet-lined boxes. That's when I saw it. An envelope, taped to the bottom of the drawer, hidden, like someone had put it there hoping it would be found, or hoping it wouldn't. My name was written on the front in my father's neat handwriting. Just Rachel, nothing else. I sat down right there on the kitchen floor, pulled the tape off carefully, opened the envelope. Inside was a letter, folded neatly, and underneath the letter were other things. Documents, papers, photographs. I pulled out the letter first, unfolded it. My father's handwriting covered both sides of the paper. "My dearest Rachel," it began. My hands started shaking. "If you're reading this, It means your mother and I are gone. I'm writing this because there are things you need to know. Things we should have told you years ago but didn't. We were cowards. We were scared. We thought we were protecting you. But secrets don't protect anyone. They just fester and grow until they destroy everything. I stopped reading. My heart was racing. What secrets? What was he talking about? I kept reading. You are not our biological daughter. The words hit me like a punch to the stomach. I read them again and again. Not our biological daughter. You were adopted when you were 3 days old. Your birth mother was only 16 years old. She couldn't keep you. Her parents wouldn't let her. So she gave you up, and we adopted you through a private adoption. We had been trying to have a baby for years. Multiple miscarriages. Fertility treatments that didn't work. We had given up hope, and then we got a call from a lawyer. A young girl had just given birth. She wanted her baby to go to a good family. And they chose us. I couldn't breathe, couldn't process what I was reading. Adopted. I was adopted. My parents weren't my parents. Not biologically, anyway. We brought you home from the hospital when you were 3 days old. You were so tiny, so perfect. We fell in love with you instantly. You were ours. You are ours. Biology doesn't matter. You are our daughter in every way that counts. I was crying now, tears falling onto the letter, smudging the ink. We planned to tell you, when you were old enough to understand. But then James came along. We got pregnant naturally 3 years after we adopted you. The doctors said it was a miracle. That sometimes adoption relaxes you enough that pregnancy happens. So suddenly we had 2 children, and we thought it would be too confusing, too hard. So we didn't tell you, James, my brother, my biological brother, or just my brother in the way that mattered. Then years passed. You grew up, became a teenager, then an adult, and the secret felt bigger, scarier. How do you tell your 30-year-old daughter that everything she knows about herself is a lie? That her entire identity is built on something false? We couldn't do it. We were cowards. I put the letter down, looked at the other documents in the envelope, pulled them out one by one. A birth certificate. My original birth certificate, the one from before the adoption. It had my birth mother's name on it, Jennifer Martinez. Age 16. Father unknown, Jennifer Martinez. My birth mother, a stranger, someone I had never heard of, never knew existed. There were adoption papers, legal documents finalizing my adoption, changing my last name from Martinez to Thompson, making me legally theirs. There was a new birth certificate, the one I had always known, the one that listed David and Susan Thompson as my parents. The lie I had lived my entire life. And there were photos, Polaroids, old and faded, a teenage girl holding a baby, me. The girl looked scared, young, too young to be a mother. She had dark hair like me, brown eyes like me, same nose, same chin. I could see myself in her face, see where I came from. I sat on that kitchen floor for an hour, just staring at these documents, at these photos, at proof that my entire life was a lie. Finally, I picked up the letter again, kept reading. I know this is a shock. I know you must have so many questions. I wish I could be there to answer them. But since I can't, I'll tell you what I know. Your birth mother's name is Jennifer Martinez. She was 16 when she had you. Her parents were very religious, very strict. They wouldn't let her keep you, wouldn't help her raise you. They made her give you up. She didn't want to. But she was a child herself. She had no choice. We met her once, at the hospital. She held you, cried, told us to take good care of you, to love you, to give you the life she couldn't, and we promised we would. We kept that promise. We had a contact, a lawyer who handled the adoption. He gave us updates for the first few years. Jennifer finished high school, went to community college, got married, had other children, built a life. We stopped getting updates when you were 5. The lawyer retired. We lost contact. But I never forgot her. Never forgot what she gave us. She gave us you, the greatest gift we ever received. I tracked her down a few years ago, found her on social media. She lives in Phoenix. She's a nurse, has 3 kids. Looks happy. I never reached out. I didn't want to disrupt her life, but I kept tabs on her. Made sure she was okay. Made sure she was happy. Her contact information is in this envelope. If you want to reach out to her, you can. If you don't, that's okay too. The choice is yours. I also need to tell you about James. He doesn't know. We never told him you were adopted. To him, you're his biological sister, and in every way that matters, you are. But he doesn't know the truth. Whether you tell him is up to you. There's one more thing. Something I've been too ashamed to tell anyone. Something your mother doesn't even know. My hands started shaking again. What else could there possibly be? About 15 years ago, Jennifer reached out to me. She had found me through the adoption agency records. She wanted to know about you, wanted to see a photo, wanted to know if you were happy. I should have told your mother, should have told you. But I didn't. I sent Jennifer a photo, told her you were doing great, that you had graduated college, that you were engaged. We emailed back and forth for about a year, just updates. Nothing deep, nothing that crossed any lines. Then she asked if she could meet you. Just once, just to see you. To know you were real and happy and loved. I said no. I was scared. Scared it would ruin everything. Scared you would want her instead of us. Scared I would lose you. She understood, stopped emailing. I never heard from her again. But I've regretted it every day since. I took away your choice. I decided for you. And that was wrong. You had a right to know about her. To decide if you wanted a relationship. And I took that away. I'm sorry, Rachel. I'm so sorry. I hope you can forgive me. I hope you can forgive us. We only ever wanted what was best for you. We just didn't know what that was. I love you. Your mother loves you. That will never change. No matter what you discover. No matter what you do. You are our daughter. Forever. Love, Dad. I sat there on the kitchen floor, surrounded by papers and photos and secrets. And I cried. Cried for the parents I lost. Cried for the life I thought I had. Cried for the mother I never knew. Cried for everything. After a while, I called James. James, I need you to come back. Now. I found something. Something big. What is it? Just come. Please. I can't explain over the phone. He got there in an hour and a half, came through the door looking worried. Rachel, what's going on? You're scaring me. I handed him the letter. Sit down. Read this. He sat at the kitchen table, started reading. I watched his face change. Confusion. Shock. Disbelief. When he finished, he looked up at me. His eyes were wet. You're adopted? Yeah. And Mom and Dad never told you? No. Never. He stood up, started pacing. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. I know. Why wouldn't they tell you? Why would they keep this secret for 33 years? I don't know. Fear, I guess. They were scared. Of what? Of losing me. Of me wanting my biological mother more than them. Of everything changing. He sat back down, ran his hands through his hair. A gesture exactly like our dad used to do. So what are you going to do? About what? About Jennifer. Your birth mother. Are you going to contact her? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. I have to, right? Do you want to? I think so. I need answers. I need to know why she gave me up. I need to know who I am. You know who you are. You're my sister. You're Rachel Thompson. That hasn't changed, but it has changed. Everything has changed. My entire life is different now. I'm not who I thought I was. He grabbed my hand. Yes, you are. You're exactly who you've always been. A piece of paper doesn't change that. Biology doesn't change that. You're my sister. You're their daughter. That's real. That's true. I wanted to believe him, but I couldn't, because everything I knew was a lie. My birth certificate was fake. My parents had lied to me my entire life. My identity was built on deception. Are you going to tell people? James asked. I don't know. Who would I tell? Family. Friends. Your job. Are you going to change your name back to Martinez? What? No. Why would I do that? I don't know. I just thought maybe. You'd want to. Since that's your real name. Thompson is my real name. It's been my name for 33 years. Martinez is just some name on a piece of paper. But it's your birth name. And Thompson is my legal name. The name I've had my entire life. The name I know. I'm not changing it. Okay. Sorry. I'm just trying to understand all this. So am I. We sat in silence for a minute, both of us processing, both of us trying to make sense of something that made no sense. There's more, I said. More? I handed him another document from the envelope. A bank statement, from an account I didn't recognize. What is this? Look at the name on the account. He looked. His eyes went wide. Rachel Martinez Trust Fund? Dad set up a trust fund for me, in my birth name. He's been putting money into it for years. Look at the balance. He looked. $50,000. Holy shit. There's a note attached. I handed him a small piece of paper that had been clipped to the statement. He read it, out loud. Rachel, this money is yours. It's from us, from your birth mother, from everyone who loved you. Use it however you want. College fund, house down payment, travel. Anything. It's yours. Love, Dad. From my birth mother? Did she contribute to this? I don't know. Maybe. The deposits show multiple sources. Some from Mom and Dad. Some from another account I don't recognize. Could be her. So she's been sending you money for years and you never knew? Apparently. This is crazy. This whole thing is crazy. I know. We spent the rest of the day going through the rest of my parents' things, looking for more secrets, more lies, more hidden truths. We found photo albums we had never seen. Photos of my parents before I was born, before James was born. Photos of them young and happy and childless. Photos of them at the hospital the day they brought me home. My dad holding me. My mom crying with joy. We found letters, dozens of them, in a box in the attic, letters between my parents and the adoption lawyer. Letters discussing me, my adoption, the process, the fears they had, the love they felt. One letter from my mother to my father made me cry. David, I'm scared. What if she grows up and hates us? What if she wants her real mother? What if we're not enough? What if we fail her? My father's response was simple. Susan, we won't fail her. We'll love her. That's all we can do. Love her with everything we have. And hope that's enough. It was enough. They were enough. They were my parents in every way that mattered. They raised me, loved me, supported me, sacrificed for me. Biology didn't change that, but the lie did. The secret did. The fact that they never told me, that hurt. That felt like betrayal. That night, James went home again. I stayed at the house, couldn't bring myself to leave yet. It felt like leaving would make their death more real, more final. I pulled out the contact information my father had left. Jennifer Martinez, address in Phoenix, phone number, email address, social media profiles. I looked her up on Facebook, found her page. It was public. I could see everything. Her profile picture was her with 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. They looked happy. The boys looked like her. Dark hair, brown eyes. The girl was blonde. Must have gotten that from her father. Her husband's name was Tom. He looked nice, normal. They had photos of family vacations, birthday parties, holiday dinners. A normal, happy family. I scrolled through her posts. She posted a lot about her work. She was a nurse at a children's hospital. Posted about her patients, about saving lives, about loving her job. She posted about her kids, their accomplishments, their games and concerts and school events. She was a proud mom, involved, supportive. She never mentioned me, never posted about giving up a child, never acknowledged that part of her past. I wondered if her kids knew about me, if her husband knew, if anyone in her life knew she had a daughter she gave up 33 years ago. I stared at her face in the photos, tried to see myself in her. We had the same eyes, same smile, same general features. But she was a stranger. Someone I had never met, never talked to, never knew existed until 3 days ago. Should I contact her? Should I send her a message? Tell her I knew? That I found out? What would I even say? Hi, I'm the baby you gave up, the one you held once and then never saw again. Remember me? I closed my laptop. Couldn't do it. Not tonight. Maybe not ever. Over the next few days, I kept going through my parents' house. Found more things. More pieces of my history I never knew existed. I found my original birth certificate, not just a copy. The real one, with the hospital seal, with the doctor's signature, with proof that I was born Rachel Martinez, not Rachel Thompson. I found medical records from when I was a baby, showing that I had been in the NICU for a few days. Jaundice. Nothing serious, but it explained some things. Some health issues I had as a kid that my parents could never explain because they didn't know my full medical history. I found a letter from Jennifer, written to my parents right after she gave me up. Thank you for taking my baby. Thank you for giving her a life I can't. Please love her. Please tell her about me someday. Please don't let her think I didn't want her. I wanted her. I loved her. I just couldn't keep her. Please tell her that. They never told me, never gave me that letter, never let me know that she loved me. I was angry, angrier than I had been, angry at my parents for lying, for keeping secrets, for taking away my choice, for deciding what I should and shouldn't know about my own life. But I was also sad, sad that they felt they had to lie, sad that they were so scared of losing me that they kept this huge secret. Sad that they died before I could confront them about it, before I could ask them why, before I could tell them how hurt I was. I called my therapist, made an emergency appointment, told her everything. The adoption, the secrets, the lies, the birth mother, all of it. She listened, didn't judge, didn't tell me what to do, just listened. How do you feel? She asked when I finished. I don't know. Confused, angry, sad, all of it. That's normal. What you're going through is traumatic. Your entire identity has been challenged. Your sense of self, your family history, everything you thought you knew has been turned upside down. I just don't understand why they didn't tell me. Fear. They were scared of losing you. Scared that knowing the truth would change how you felt about them. But it wouldn't have. I would have still loved them. They were my parents. They raised me. They didn't know that. They couldn't be sure. So they chose what felt safest, keeping the secret. But it wasn't safe. It was a lie that lasted my entire life, yes. And now you have to decide what to do with the truth. What do you mean? Do you want to contact your birth mother? Do you want to meet her? Do you want a relationship with her? I don't know. That's okay. You don't have to know right now. Take your time. Process this. Grieve your parents. Grieve the life you thought you had. Then decide what you want to do next. I left therapy feeling slightly better. Not healed, not okay. But better. That night, I did something I probably shouldn't have done. I sent Jennifer a message on Facebook. I kept it simple. Hi, Jennifer. My name is Rachel Thompson. I was born Rachel Martinez on June 15th, 1990. I believe you're my birth mother. My adoptive parents recently passed away, and I found information about my adoption. I'd like to talk to you if you're willing. No pressure, just want to connect. I hit send before I could change my mind. Then I waited. 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. No response. I checked my phone obsessively. Refreshed Facebook every 5 minutes. Nothing. Maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she wasn't active on social media. Maybe she was ignoring it. Maybe she didn't want to talk to me. I finally fell asleep around 2 in the morning, phone in my hand. Still waiting for a response that might never come. When I woke up, there was a message waiting. Rachel, oh my God. I've thought about you every single day for 33 years. I'm so sorry about your parents. I'm so sorry you had to find out this way. Yes, please, let's talk. Here's my phone number. She wanted to talk. She wanted to meet me. After all these years, I stared at that message for a long time, at her phone number, at the opportunity to connect with someone who shared my DNA, who gave birth to me, who gave me life. My hands were shaking as I dialed her number. She answered on the second ring. Rachel? Hi. Yes, it's me. Oh my God. Hi. I can't believe this is happening. I never thought I'd talk to you. Me neither. We were both quiet for a second, neither of us knowing what to say. How are you? She finally asked. Are you okay? I'm so sorry about your parents. I'm okay. Processing everything. It's been a lot. I can imagine. How did you find out? My dad left me a letter. And documents, photos, everything. He always seemed like a good man, from the little I knew of him. I'm glad you had good parents. They were great. The best. I just wish they had told me. I wish I had told them to tell you. I should have insisted. But I was too scared. Too young. Too stupid. You were 16. You were a kid. I was. But that doesn't make it okay. I should have fought harder to be part of your life. Your parents wouldn't let you keep me? No. They said I was too young, that I would ruin my life, that the baby would suffer. They made me give you up. Do you regret it? Every day. But also no, because I couldn't have given you the life your parents did. I was a teenager. I had no money. No education. No support. You deserved better than that. Do you want to meet? In person? She was quiet for a long moment. Yes. But Rachel, you need to know something first. My family, my husband, my kids. They don't know about you. They don't know? No. I never told them. It's been my secret for 33 years. And if we meet, if we have a relationship, I'll have to tell them. And I don't know how they'll react. Why didn't you tell them? Shame, embarrassment, fear. All the same reasons your parents didn't tell you. I was scared of what they would think of me. Scared they would see me differently. Scared they would judge me. Will you tell them? If we meet? I'll have to. I can't keep hiding this. Can't keep lying. Not anymore. Okay. Then yes. Let's meet. We made plans to meet the following week in Phoenix. I would fly out there. We would have coffee, talk, see where things went. After I hung up, I sat there for a long time, processing. Thinking. Feeling. I was about to meet my birth mother. About to see the woman who gave birth to me, who gave me up, who I had never known but who had shaped my entire existence. And I had no idea what to expect. I called James, told him about the message, about the phone call, about the plan to meet Jennifer. Are you sure about this? No, but I have to do it. I have to meet her. Want me to come with you? No. I think I need to do this alone. Okay. But call me after. Let me know how it goes. I will. The week passed slowly. I couldn't focus on anything. Couldn't work, couldn't sleep, could barely eat. All I could think about was meeting Jennifer. Finally, the day came. I flew to Phoenix, got a hotel room, spent the night tossing and turning, rehearsing what I would say, how I would act, what I would feel. We were meeting at a coffee shop at 10 in the morning. I got there 15 minutes early, sat at a table in the corner, ordered a coffee I didn't drink. At exactly 10, she walked in. I knew it was her immediately. Same dark hair, same brown eyes, same face I had been staring at in photos for a week. She saw me. Her hand went to her mouth, her eyes filled with tears. She walked over slowly, like she was afraid I might disappear if she moved too fast. Rachel? Hi. She sat down across from me. We just stared at each other for a minute, taking each other in. You look just like me, she finally said. Her voice was shaking. I know. I saw your photos online. I've imagined this moment a million times. What I would say, how it would feel. But now that you're here, I have no words. Me neither. Can I hug you? Is that okay? I nodded. We both stood up. She wrapped her arms around me, and I let her. Let this stranger, who was also my mother, hold me. We sat back down, ordered coffee, and started to talk. She told me her story. How she got pregnant at 15. How her boyfriend left when he found out. How her parents made her hide the pregnancy. Sent her to live with an aunt in another state so no one would know. How she gave birth alone. How she held me for 1 hour before they took me away. How she cried for months afterward. How she never stopped thinking about me. She told me about finishing school, going to college, becoming a nurse, meeting Tom, having kids, building a life, but always having this hole, this missing piece, this daughter she gave up. I told her about my childhood, my parents, James, my life, my career, everything she had missed. We talked for 3 hours. The coffee shop staff kept giving us looks. We were the last customers. They wanted to close, but we couldn't stop talking. Finally, we left, walked to a park nearby, kept talking. She showed me photos of my half-siblings, Michael, age 12, Daniel, age 9, Emma, age 6. They look like me, I said, looking at Michael's photo. Same eyes. I know. I see you in them sometimes, and it makes me sad, because I think about what you looked like at that age. And I missed it. My parents took lots of photos. I can show you if you want. I'd like that. We sat on a park bench. I pulled up photos on my phone. My childhood, my parents, my life. She cried looking at them. Happy tears and sad tears mixed together. They loved you so much, she said, looking at a photo of me and my dad at my high school graduation. You can see it in his face. They did. They were amazing parents. I'm glad. I'm so glad you had that. That's all I wanted for you. Do you regret giving me up? She was quiet for a long time. Yes and no. I regret not being your mom, not raising you, not knowing you. But I don't regret giving you to people who could give you a better life than I could. So, it's complicated, I understand. Do you hate me? For giving you up? No, I don't. I understand why you did it. You were a kid. You had no choice. I had a choice. I could have fought harder. Run away, kept you. But I was scared. So I took the easy way out. It wasn't easy. Don't say that. It was easier than being a single teenage mom with no support. Maybe. But you still think about me. You still care. That counts for something. We talked until the sun started setting. Made plans to meet again the next day, to keep talking, to keep getting to know each other. That night, Jennifer called her husband Tom. Told him she needed to talk to him about something important, something she had kept secret for a long time. She told him about me, about giving me up, about meeting me. about wanting me to be part of their lives. He was shocked, angry that she had kept it secret, but understanding, supportive. He said if I was important to her, I could be part of their family. Her kids were another story. She told them the next morning, sat them all down and explained that they had a half-sister they didn't know about, that I existed, that she wanted me in their lives. Michael, the 12-year-old, was excited, thought it was cool to have an older sister. Daniel, the 9-year-old, was confused, didn't really understand what it meant. Emma, the 6-year-old, asked if I would play dolls with her. Jennifer laughed telling me this. Said Emma was the easiest. Just wanted a new playmate. I met them that afternoon. At Jennifer's house. A normal suburban home with toys in the yard and a dog that wouldn't stop barking. Tom was nice, welcomed me, said he was sorry for everything I had been through. Said Jennifer had been beating herself up for 33 years, and maybe now she could finally have some peace. The kids were shy at first, but Emma warmed up quickly, showed me her room, her toys, her drawings, talked nonstop about everything. Michael asked me questions about my life, my job, where I lived, what I liked to do. He was smart, curious. Reminded me of James at that age. Daniel mostly stared at me, trying to figure out if I was friend or foe. Finally decided I was okay when I played video games with him. It was strange, surreal. Being in this house with these people who were technically my family, but also complete strangers. But it also felt right, like a missing piece had finally clicked into place. I stayed in Phoenix for a week, spent every day with Jennifer and her family, getting to know them, letting them know me. At the end of the week, Jennifer and I had one last conversation. What happens now? She asked. Do we stay in touch? Are you part of our lives? Do you want me to be? More than anything. But only if you want to. I don't want to force anything. I want to stay in touch. I want to know you. Know them. Be part of this. She cried, hugged me, thanked me for giving her a chance. I flew home feeling different. Not whole, exactly, but more complete than I had been. James picked me up from the airport. How was it? Good. Really good. She's nice. Her family is nice. Are you glad you went? Yeah, I am. So what now? Are you going to see her again? Yeah. She's going to visit next month. Meet you. See where Mom and Dad lived. See where I grew up. And you're okay with all of this? With her being in your life? I think so. It's weird. But good weird. He drove me home, helped me carry my bags inside. Before he left, he turned to me. Rachel, you know you're still my sister, right? No matter what. Biology doesn't change that. I know. You're stuck with me. Good. Because I'd be lost without you. We hugged. And I realized that James was right. Family isn't just about blood. It's about love. About showing up. About being there. My parents loved me, even though I wasn't biologically theirs. James loved me, even though we weren't fully related. Jennifer loved me, even though she gave me up. And I loved all of them. In different ways. For different reasons. My life had changed. Everything I thought I knew had been challenged. But I was okay. I was more than okay, because I had learned something important. That family is complicated, that secrets hurt, that truth matters. But that love is stronger than all of it. My parents were gone. But they left me a gift, the truth, and the chance to build a relationship with Jennifer. To expand my family, to know where I came from. It wasn't the gift I wanted. I would rather have them back. Rather, they had told me while they were alive. Rather, we could have worked through this together. But it was the gift I had, and I was going to make the most of it. 6 months later, I was standing in my parents' house again. The house was finally sold. James and I had cleaned it out, donated most of the furniture, kept the important things. The photos, the letters, the memories. Jennifer came for the final walkthrough. Wanted to see where I grew up. where my parents raised me. We walked through each room. I told her stories about learning to ride a bike in the driveway, about baking cookies with my mom in the kitchen, about my dad teaching me to change a tire in the garage. She cried, hearing these stories. Happy tears this time. They were good parents. Better than I could have been. You were 16, Jennifer. Stop comparing yourself to adults who had 20 more years of life experience. I know, but still, I wonder sometimes what kind of mother I would have been, what your life would have been like, different, but not necessarily better. Maybe worse, we'll never know. We ended up in my childhood bedroom, still empty now except for the marks on the wall where my bed used to be, the nail holes where posters once hung. I used to stand at that window, Jennifer said, pointing to a window across the street. When I was pregnant, at my aunt's house, I'd look out and imagine where you were, what house you were in. If you were happy. You lived across the street? No. But I used to imagine it. Used to imagine I could see you from my window. Keep an eye on you, even though I couldn't be with you. That's heartbreaking. It was. But it also kept me going, knowing you were out there somewhere, living a good life. We locked up the house for the last time, handed the keys to the realtor, drove away. In the rearview mirror, I watched the house get smaller. The house where I grew up, where my parents raised me, where all my childhood memories lived. It felt like closing a chapter, but also opening a new one. Jennifer invited me to Thanksgiving that year. Her whole family, Tom's parents, her parents, everyone. I was nervous about meeting her parents, the ones who made her give me up. Who wouldn't let her keep me? They're different now, Jennifer had said. Older. They regret what they did. They want to meet you. So I went, flew to Phoenix. Stayed with Jennifer and Tom. Helped cook Thanksgiving dinner. When her parents arrived, there was an awkward moment. Jennifer's mother looked at me and started crying. You look just like Jennifer did at your age. Just like her. Jennifer's father couldn't look at me at first. Just stood there with his hands in his pockets. Finally, he spoke. I'm sorry. For what we did. For making your mother give you up. It was wrong. We were wrong. It's okay. No, it's not. We were scared. Scared of what people would think. Scared of the shame. We put our reputation above our daughter's happiness. Above your well-being. And I've regretted it every day since. Jennifer put her arm around him. Dad, it's okay. She's here now. That's what matters. Dinner was strange at first. Too many people trying too hard to make things normal. But eventually we all relaxed, started talking, laughing, sharing stories. Emma insisted I sit next to her, kept showing me things, her drawings, her toys, her new shoes. She had decided I was her favorite person. Michael asked me about college, about my job, about my life. Said he wanted to be like me when he grew up. Daniel was quiet but stayed close. Like he was afraid I might disappear if he didn't keep me in sight. After dinner, Jennifer and I went for a walk. Just the two of us. Thank you for coming, for giving my family a chance. For giving me a chance. Thank you for wanting me in your life. I've always wanted you in my life. I just didn't think I had the right to ask. You have the right. You're my birth mother. That means something, does it? I mean, I gave you up. I wasn't there for you. Your real mom was Susan. I was just the woman who gave birth to you. You're both my mom, in different ways. Susan raised me, loved me, was there for everything, but you gave me life. You made a hard choice because you thought it was best for me. That takes a different kind of love. I never thought of it that way. Well, start thinking of it that way, because it's true. We walked in silence for a while, the Phoenix sunset painting everything orange and pink. Can I ask you something? Jennifer said. Sure. Do you think about them? Your parents? Do you miss them? Every day. Every single day. I'm sorry they're gone. I wish I could have met them. Thanked them for raising you, for loving you, for being the parents I couldn't be. They would have liked you, I think. My mom especially. She would have understood. She always understood people. What was she like? Your mom? Kind, patient. She taught kindergarten for 30 years. Loved kids. Had the patience of a saint. She was the person everyone went to with their problems. Always knew what to say. She sounds wonderful. She was. My dad, too. He was quiet, steady, the kind of person you could always count on. He never missed a school event, never forgot a birthday, never broke a promise. They sound like exactly the kind of parents I hoped you would have. They were. When we got back to the house, James had arrived. He had driven down from his place to meet Jennifer, to see this woman who gave birth to his sister. The meeting was awkward at first. James didn't know what to say. Jennifer didn't know what to say. They just stood there looking at each other. Finally, James spoke. "Thank you for giving us Rachel. She's the best sister anyone could ask for." Jennifer started crying again. She cried a lot. Years of held-back emotion coming out. They talked for a while. James asking questions, Jennifer answering, both of them trying to understand this strange new family dynamic. Later, James pulled me aside. "She seems nice. Really nice." "She is. Are you happy with all of this?" "Yeah, I think I am. It's weird, but good weird. Good. You deserve to be happy. After everything that happened, everything we found out, you deserve some peace. So do you. I'm okay. I just want to make sure you're okay." "I am. Really. I'm okay." Christmas that year was the strangest one of my life. I spent Christmas Eve with Jennifer's family in Phoenix. Christmas Day with James and his family. 2 Christmases, 2 families, 2 homes. But it felt right. Felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. Jennifer gave me a present that made me cry. A photo album. Filled with pictures of me that my parents had sent her over the years. "Your dad sent me these. Every few months, just photos of you, growing up. He never told your mom, it was our secret. But he made sure I knew you were okay. That you were loved, that you were happy. He did that? Yeah. For 15 years. Until you were about 20. Then he stopped. I think he felt guilty. Like he was betraying your mom. But for those 15 years, these photos were everything to me. I flipped through the album. Pictures of me at every age. First day of school. Birthday parties. Holidays. Soccer games. Dance recitals. My whole childhood documented. My dad had done this. Had sent photos to Jennifer. Had made sure she knew I was okay. Even though he never told anyone, he was a good man, Jennifer said. A really good man. He loved you so much, and he understood what I needed. He gave me peace. Let me know you were thriving, that I had made the right choice. I hugged the album to my chest, crying, missing my dad, wishing I could thank him. Tell him I understood, that I wasn't angry anymore. Over the next year, Jennifer and I grew closer. We talked every week, texted almost every day. She came to visit me. I went to visit her. She met James's kids, my niece and nephews. They loved her, called her Aunt Jennifer. Her kids started calling me their sister. Not half-sister, just sister, like biology didn't matter, like we had always been family. I started spending holidays with both families, alternating, making sure everyone felt included. It wasn't perfect. There were awkward moments, difficult conversations, times when I didn't know how to navigate having 2 families. But it worked. We made it work. Because we all wanted it to work. One day, about 18 months after my parents died, I got a call from the lawyer handling their estate. There was one more thing. One final piece of paperwork that had been delayed. A safety deposit box. In my name. At their bank. I went to the bank. The manager led me to the vault. Opened the box. Inside was another envelope. Addressed to me in my mother's handwriting. I sat in the small room they gave me for privacy. Opened the envelope with shaking hands. My mother's letter was shorter than my dad's, but just as powerful. My darling Rachel, if you're reading this, you know the truth. Your father and I have been gone for some time now, and you've discovered you were adopted. I want you to know something your father might not have told you. It was my idea not to tell you, not his. He wanted to tell you from the beginning, but I was scared. I was scared you would love Jennifer more than me, that you would want her instead of us, that I would lose you. I know that sounds selfish. It was selfish. But I loved you so much. From the moment I saw you, you were mine, and I couldn't imagine sharing you. Couldn't imagine you wanting anyone else. Your father went along with it because he loved me, because he wanted me to feel secure. But I know it weighed on him. I know he struggled with the lie. If you're angry, be angry at me, not him. This was my doing. But I also want you to know something else. Jennifer never wanted to give you up. She fought. As much as a scared 16-year-old could fight. She wanted to keep you, to raise you, to be your mother. Her parents made her give you up, made her sign the papers, made her walk away from you. I know this because I met her. At the hospital, we talked for hours. She held you and cried and begged us to let her change her mind. But her parents wouldn't allow it. The papers were signed, the adoption was final, and she had to let you go. I saw her heartbreak. I saw her pain. And part of me felt guilty, because I was getting everything I wanted, and she was losing everything. But I also knew I would give you a good life, a stable life, a life full of love. And that had to count for something. So I took you home, and I loved you, every single day, every single moment. You were my daughter, you are my daughter. Nothing will ever change that. I hope you can forgive us for not telling you. I hope you can understand why. We kept the secret. It was never about not trusting you. It was about us. Our fears, our insecurities. You deserved better. You deserved the truth. And I'm sorry we didn't give it to you. If you've found Jennifer, if you've talked to her, I hope you've found some peace. I hope you've found answers. I hope you know how much she loved you, how much she still loves you. And I hope you know how much we loved you, how much I loved you. You were the best thing that ever happened to me. The greatest gift I ever received. Being your mother was my greatest joy, my greatest honor, and I would do it all again. Every sleepless night, every worry, every moment. Because you were worth it. You are worth it. I love you, my sweet girl, forever and always. Mom, I sat in that small bank room and cried. Cried for my mom, for her fears, for her love, for everything. She had been scared, just like Jennifer had been scared. Just like my dad had been scared. Everyone had been scared. And that fear had created this complicated web of secrets and lies. But underneath it all was love. So much love. From everyone. My parents had loved me enough to adopt me, to raise me, to give me everything they had. Jennifer had loved me enough to let me go, to give me a better life, to sacrifice her own wants for my needs. And now, all these years later, I had both. Both families. Both mothers. Both sets of love. It wasn't what I expected, wasn't what I planned, but it was mine, and it was good. I left the bank with my mother's letter, drove to the cemetery where my parents were buried, sat between their graves. I'm not angry anymore, I told them. I understand. I understand why you didn't tell me, why you kept the secret. I don't agree with it. I wish you had told me. But I understand, and I forgive you. I forgive both of you. For the lies, for the secrets, for everything. Because you loved me. And that's what matters. I stayed there for an hour, talking to them, telling them about Jennifer, about her family, about my new life. I think you'd like her, I said. I think you'd be happy knowing she's part of my life now, that I have more family, more people who love me. The wind blew, the sun shone, and I felt at peace. 2 years after my parents died, I stood up at Jennifer's daughter Emma's 8th birthday party and made a toast. To Emma, the most amazing little girl I know. You're smart and funny and kind, and I'm so lucky to be your big sister. Emma beamed, ran over and hugged me. Later, Jennifer pulled me aside. Thank you for being part of her life, part of all their lives. They love you so much. I love them too. I never thought I'd get this second chance, this relationship with you. I thought I had lost you forever, that I would never know you, never be part of your life. Well, you were wrong. You're stuck with me now. She laughed, hugged me, cried a little because she always cried. Your parents would be proud of you, of the woman you've become, of how you've handled all of this. I hope so. I know so. That night, I drove home thinking about everything, about the journey I had been on, about the discovery that changed my life. My parents' death had been the worst thing that ever happened to me. Losing them had broken me in ways I didn't know I could break. But finding out about my adoption, about Jennifer, about my past, had given me something unexpected. It had given me a bigger family, more love, more understanding of who I was and where I came from. It didn't replace what I lost. Nothing could replace my parents. But it filled some of the emptiness, made the grief a little more bearable, and it taught me something important. That family is complicated, that secrets hurt, that truth matters. But that love, real love, can survive anything, even death, even lies, even decades of separation. My parents loved me enough to raise me as their own. Jennifer loved me enough to let me go. And now, years later, I had both. I had the love of the parents who raised me, and the love of the mother who gave birth to me. I was adopted. That was my truth. But it wasn't my whole truth. I was also loved. By so many people. In so many ways. And that was the truth that mattered most. 3 years after my parents died, I received another surprise. A letter from a lawyer in Oregon. My birth father wanted to meet me. I had never thought about my birth father. The adoption papers said father unknown. I assumed he was just some teenage boy who got Jennifer pregnant and then disappeared. But apparently, he had been searching for me. For years, and he finally found me. His name was Marcus. He lived in Portland, was married with 2 kids, had his own contracting business. He wrote me a letter explaining everything. How he and Jennifer had dated in high school. How he didn't know she was pregnant. How her parents had sent her away before she could tell him. How he found out years later when he ran into Jennifer at a grocery store. How she told him about me. How he had been trying to find me ever since. He didn't want anything from me. Just wanted to meet me once. To apologize for not being there. To let me know he had wondered about me all these years. I showed the letter to Jennifer. Did you know he was looking for me? No. I lost touch with him years ago. I didn't even know he knew about you. Did you love him? Back then? I thought I did. But we were kids. We didn't know what love was. Should I meet him? That's up to you. But Rachel, you should know something. Marcus wasn't a bad guy. He didn't abandon us. He never knew. My parents made sure of that. So he's been looking for me all this time? Apparently so. I decided to meet him. Flew to Portland. Met him at a coffee shop downtown. He was nervous, kept fidgeting with his wedding ring. Couldn't make eye contact at first. Thank you for coming. For giving me a chance. You're welcome. I want you to know I didn't know about you. If I had known, I would have been there. I would have helped Jennifer. I would have been your dad. I know, Jennifer told me. I've thought about you every day since I found out. Wondered what you looked like. What you were like, if you were happy. I had a good childhood. Good parents. I was happy. I'm glad. That's all I ever wanted. Just to know you were okay. We talked for 2 hours. He told me about his life. His wife Sarah, his kids Tyler and Madison, his business, his home. He showed me photos. Tyler looked like me. Same dark hair, same eyes, same smile. That's your half-brother. He's 15. He looks like me. I know. The first time I saw him, I thought of you. Wondered if you looked like that too. He invited me to meet his family. I agreed. Went to his house that evening. Sarah was welcoming, warm. She had known about me for years, had supported Marcus's search. Tyler and Madison were excited. They had always wanted an older sister. It was strange, surreal. Having another family, another set of siblings, another piece of my biological history. But it was also good, really good. Over the next year, I built relationships with Marcus and his family too. Added them to my growing collection of relatives. I now had 2 mothers. 2 fathers, if you counted my adoptive dad and Marcus. 5 siblings total. Multiple sets of grandparents. My family tree was complicated, but it was mine, and I loved it. On the 4th anniversary of my parents' death, I organized a gathering. Everyone, Jennifer's family, Marcus's family, James and his family, all together, all meeting for the first time. It was chaos, too many people, too many introductions, too much food, but it was perfect. All these people who loved me, who were connected through me, coming together. At one point, I stood back and watched them all, talking, laughing, getting to know each other. James came up beside me. This is insane. I know. But also kind of amazing. Yeah, it really is. Mom and Dad would have loved this. Seeing you surrounded by so much family, so much love. You think? I know. They always wanted you to be happy, to be loved. And look at this. You have all of this. All these people who care about you. I started crying. Happy tears this time. I miss them. Me too. Every day. But I'm glad we found out. About the adoption. About Jennifer. About Marcus. All of it. Even though it hurt. Even though it was hard. I'm glad I know the truth. Me too. Jennifer came over, saw me crying, put her arm around me. You okay? Yeah. Just thinking about my parents. About everything that's happened. They'd be proud of you. Of how you've handled all of this. Of the family you've built. I hope so. I know so. Because I'm proud of you. And I barely know you, but I'm so proud of who you are. The woman you've become. Marcus joined us. Then James's wife. Then Sarah. Then the kids. All of them gathering around, supporting me, loving me. This was my family. Now. Not the family I was born into. Not the family that raised me. But the family I found. The family I chose. The family I built from pieces of truth and love and forgiveness. My parents died unexpectedly. And in that death, I found secrets that changed my life forever. But I also found love. So much love. From people I never knew existed. From people who had been looking for me. From people who wanted me in their lives. I found Jennifer, who gave me life and then gave me up so I could have a better life. I found Marcus, who never knew I existed but searched for me anyway. I found siblings I never knew I had, family I never knew existed. And through it all, I found myself. My true self. Not the person I thought I was, but the person I actually am. Someone who is loved by so many people, in so many ways. Someone who is strong, who survived loss and grief and earth-shattering revelations. Someone who is forgiving, who understands that people make mistakes, that fear drives us to do things we shouldn't, that secrets hurt but truth heals. My parents kept secrets. Jennifer kept secrets. Marcus didn't know the truth. Everyone was operating from a place of fear and pain and confusion. But in the end, love won. Truth won. Family won. My life wasn't what I thought it was. My history wasn't what I believed. My identity wasn't what I knew. But it was real. It was true. It was mine, and I wouldn't change it for anything. Because those secrets, those lies, those hidden truths led me here. To this moment. Surrounded by family, surrounded by love, surrounded by people who chose me. My parents died unexpectedly, and what I found in their house changed my life forever. But it changed it for the better. It gave me more than I lost. It gave me truth and family and love. It gave me everything I never knew I needed. Subscribe for more stories like this.